Just a quick video. So in high school, I drove everybody. But not only in high school, at Benedictine College. I drove Chris and Willie in that back and forth from Chicago for absolutely free. I drove all them in high school for free. And do you know what? They got their driver's licenses. Jeff Freeman, Scott Gertz, Piazzi, they all got their driver's licenses. And do you know what their parents said? We don't want them driving. They scare the shit out of us. Even if they have their license and have a car, nope, you drive them. So I ended up driving them everywhere, being their Uber for years and years. And do you know what? I protected them from dying. I protected them from getting injured. Mrs. Gertz, Mrs. Freeman, Mrs. Piazzi, and all that, they didn't want them to drive. Even with a license, they just turned it over to me. And they told me they were scared shitless of them. They didn't want them on the road. They were afraid they were going to kill somebody. Kill themselves, kill somebody else, and if they got in an accident, that was going to bring a nightmare to the family. Remember in Deerfield, by Deerfield High School, that development, the kid was speeding and hit the tree and killed him and two other people in the car. And so they wanted me to drive their children. And that means I protected everybody else on the road. I never got in an accident. So I protected everybody. I only got in an accident at 15 and a half when the two old ladies cut me off, and the old lady cut me off. And I tried to avoid, but there was a wall, and they pigeonholed me right into the wall. So there was no missing them. It was either slam into the wall, which I did hit the front end by the light, and I did basically go as close and to the wall and minimize the impacts on the two old ladies, and I ran out of the car and helped them. Even after my mother, and she looked at me and said, "Michael, you son of a bitch," and slapped me just before the accident. I couldn't believe it. Why was I the son of a bitch? I was doing the speed limit, doing everything correctly. The two old ladies blew the stop sign, or the old lady that was driving did. And even then, after I get hit by my mother, called the son of a bitch, hit by my mother, I check on my mother first after we hit them, and I asked, "Are you okay?" and everything. She had her seatbelt on and everything, and I minimized the impact to her. And she said she's fine, so I race over to the car and I asked the two old ladies if they're okay, and they are. I didn't T-bone them in the door or anything. I maneuvered my car, and this is what other people don't understand. I maneuver my vehicle to make the minimum impact on somebody else. How many people in an accident do that? How many people in an accident are worried about hurting other people? Well, I was, and I maneuvered my vehicle, and I drove these kids all these years, and my sister and brother-in-law, if you know them, they screamed and yelled at me at times because driving the van, the gas prices, and they went off on me, and I had to take all that negativity because they were under financial stress because their fucking employees were fucking scumbags who fucked up their shit, who didn't do their job right. And then I grow up my whole life, and when I move in with my sister and before, like with my father did excellence, and other fucking cab drivers being fucking pigs, leaving their cabs filthy and everything else, they try to fuck my father. So all these fucking shitty employees have been terrorizing me. And then you keep on fucking backing them. I want them fucked up. Stop supporting these fucking dirtbag pieces of fucking shit. Fuck them.
excellence or they fucking get the fucking baseball bat. Stop supporting these fucking filthy, dirty, fucking disgusting motherfucking shitbags. Stop supporting them. Take it to them. And that means the LGBTQ, the abortionists, the fucking cartels, the criminal families, stick it to them. They have no problems in fucking putting you in acid baths, and it is true. In Sicario, that's what they did. They threw people in the baths of acid and that. They fucking ground them up. They tortured them. Look at Mugly Bulger, what he did to the guy in the basement. But this shit, look at Casino, the Vice scripts with the fucking head. You think they're like, oh, sweet people. These are fucking scum of the earth. Look at the butcher in American Sniper. That's a true story. Look at what he did with the drill and everything else. And you want to play around with these motherfuckers. I beat the fucking living fuck out of them. And I was relentless. And if they didn't comply and they broke, I fucked them up immediately. It was a zero tolerance game. You go my way or you're fucked. And do you know how many people that made safe in elementary school? I took the fucking 2x4. Not any other fucking student. I protected everybody in the class. I protected people in that fucking school. From elementary to high school, I took the fucking beating. Now God wants you to take the fucking beating. You stick it to these pieces of shit. Or you fucking die. And that means the tailgaters, you fuck them up. Relentless. Stop fucking around with them. Stick it to them. Don't play games. That's the point of Revelations. No more fucking games. You fuck up, you get fucked up. Instant fucking punishment. Godspeed. Don't fuck around with them.
So, let's get things in perspective. Let's talk about Abu Dhabi. What did they use? They use light, music, and nudity. Basically, not giving them clothes. That's it. Then they did waterboarding, simulated drowning. That's it. They didn't use electric shock. They didn't use the drill or anything else. So watch, and this is why I go into real stories like Lone Survivor or Casino or the story about Muggsy Bulger or the other Goodfellas, another true story. I go into the movies based on true story from mafia people themselves of what they did. So go into American Sniper and what they actually did to people. So see what these criminal organizations, these cartels did. Truly, the human organs and everything else, I go into the true story of just cutting them up and then dumping them. So all those bodies in the Rio Grande that they cut up and ditched into the Rio Grande, pieces of bodies, that's all from the Mexican mafia and cartels. Go into true stories of these things, like the Blow, or how about the Cocaine Cowboys? They tried to assassinate somebody in the airport. How about Kim Jong-un and him assassinating his brother in the airport? So again, you have to look at these people and what they really do. Putting the head in the vice grips and then turning it until it pops the skull and the eyes pop out and the fucking skull crushes and your eyes do pop out. You have to go into the serial killers and what they did, and the barrels of acid they put bodies and everything else, chopping them up. Ted Bundy, using the cast to crush the skull instantly. Jeffrey Dahmer, killing them and eating them, and so on. You have to understand, I researched these people. You want to play fucking games. I understood. I didn't go there. I was a moral compass trying to get them to stop. Not giving them power. You don't enforce traffic laws and anything else, and you give these motherfuckers power. And then you keep on sticking it to me. You strip me of my licenses, you strip me of my income, you strip me of everything. These motherfuckers, you give them everything. And that's why I bring up Mark Hoffman, or Fred Hoffman. And Mark got the legacy from his father. And I know for a fact from the Limelight, and the Limelight in Chicago was the old Excalibur. It was huge for selling cocaine. And he was the main seller. I knew them from the shelter. One of the people that owned the shelter got busted for moving 20 kilos of cocaine. I know all the fucking histories. So they passed this wealth on, and it shouldn't be. It needs to go back, liquidate it, put on the market, and a righteous person. And if Mark Hoffman wants to buy it, he can bring a group together and buy it. But it's not given to him because he owes shitloads of money in back penalties. And remember, for tax evasion, there's no statute of limitations. So any drug dealer is automatically guilty of tax evasion. So there's no statute. Ask Wesley Snipes and many others that went to jail. Woody Harrelson, his father went to jail. There is no statute of limitations. And so all these people, like terrorists, you can get them for tax evasion. All that illegal money, they have to claim that money. That's why under tax code it says from any source. And even foreigners have to file a U.S. tax return. That's why I like the state of Illinois having a tax return. So again, it gets them for tax evasion. And we're talking the people that are legitimately trying, not the people that owe money and can't come up with it. I give them tax relief. The people really that are shackled with tax debt, I give them release. But you can't give evil people tax relief. It's used to bust them. So you have to go in and weed them out. The righteous from the unrighteous. I understand you can't pay your obligations. And we can give you tax relief and tax forgiveness. Just like I said, went to the CFP and I told them about my medical and everything else and went through it. And the CFP board said, we'll remove your bankruptcy. All you have to do is give us the medical records. And I was in perfect condition. I have my physical from my doctor when I had my breakdown. He said I was in impeccable health. I was in incredible health when I had my breakdown. You can ask Jen, but I have a medical physical. My sister took me in right here in Buffalo Grove. And he said I was in exceptional fucking health. So when I say the lithium destroyed me, I got my medical records. And it says that I was in impeccable health. The drugs fucking destroyed me. A settlement giving me a few $100 a week. Fuck that. The settlement should have been for tens of millions of fucking dollars. With the pain and suffering and the punitive damages, they should have been fucked. But my medical records prove it. Then I had witnesses. Even my brother seen me work on the construction site. It fucking destroyed me. It didn't allow my knee to heal correctly. So you think when I got injured on the construction site, my finger didn't heal right. My knee didn't heal right. Truly, regenerate because of the lithium. So you don't understand. It impairs the body's ability to rewire because it's fucking with the brain and the neural feedback. So it prevents the body from naturally healing. It's impairing. You don't understand this. And this is why I told Brian, Kim, and Nick, if you put me back into therapy and you put me back, God said I'm not supposed to go back there ever. And if I go back, you burn in fucking hell. They illegally locked me up. They illegally held me. They illegally put me on drugs. And I did everything they said. They fucked me royal. So you don't fucking stand. And I told Kim and Nick and Brian, if you go down this route, you're going to burn forever. I am not supposed to go back in there. I am not supposed to go to jail. The cops are supposed to stay the fuck away from me. If they want to hang out as a friend, but if they approach me in a legal manner in any way, shape, or form, they should be thrown in jail. Throw the fucking dirty fucking pig cop in jail. That's where they belong. They have no moral precedence over me. A politician, lock them the fuck up. You can't touch me. So you better learn your fucking place.